Weather and life both change quickly. Do you have a farm estate plan? You need to learn the best option to help your family avoid or minimize federal estate taxes and other costs.
I'm Brad Swenson, President of Swenson Investments and Commodities. We work confidentially with farmers, ranchers, and advisors to help develop the best farm estate plan.
You've got bugs around your house, around your yard, in your farmyard. How are you going to get these things under control? We want to talk about that today.
Well, I like to enjoy the summer. I like to get out there, spend time with the kids, run around, play, have fun. But it's no fun when there's mosquitoes bothering you. My wife doesn't like spiders around. You know, we can't have those bugs
the crickets keep you up at night.
If we're gonna enjoy ourselves in the summer. So we've got to get them under control. But the big thing is you want to do it safely. You're going to be out there rolling around in the grass with your kids, with your pets. You don't want to have something out there that you're going to be worried about that might hurt somebody down the road.
Okay, so here's what we suggest. A two-pronged approach. Early in the spring and possibly even late in the fall, a lot of times what we're doing is we're going out with Gaucho, Merit, generic imidacloprid, one of those things. They're all the same, and they are in the neonicotinoid chemical family. So basically, it's about the same as nicotine. They're relatively safe to humans. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, we want to be careful around these things, but still, it's relatively safe to humans. So you go spray this out or spread these granules out, and then you water them in with about an inch of rain and get them down into the soil. And what that will do is it will help control grubs so you don't have moles running around in your yard. It will also kill a lot of other insects too, but we want to do that as the base product and get that taken care of. I like to do it early in the spring. Some people will do it throughout the year, but for sure get it done early in the spring so you get a lot of those early spring insects taken care of.
Well, that's nice, Brian, for your yard, but what about right up around your house, right on the edge of your door, right on your siding even? That's where those spiders are at. And you know what? If I've got spiders outside the house, my wife's not going to be very happy.
Well, see, with this imidacloprid, the product I was talking about, it does have systemic activity. So it actually will be inside the grass. And so when insects will feed on the grass, they actually can die. Now, the residual will only last for so long, maybe let's call it a month. So what we like to do to go kill some other bugs and maybe some bugs that aren't affected by this imidacloprid is spray a product like Tempo. Tempo is made from the poison found in the chrysanthemum flower. It's basically like sprinkling a flower all over your lawn and around your house.
Well, it works so good, and it does last for a while. Typically, it'll last for several weeks. So I'm spraying probably once a month, maybe every 3 weeks if we're getting lots and lots of rainfall. And I'll spray that right up onto the siding of my house. I can spray it right in my bushes and so forth. If I've got flowering bushes, I'm kind of careful. I don't want to kill the bees that may be around my flowering bushes, although some people may want to kill those bees too. If you're very allergic to them, you may want to keep them away from your home as well. But I've found that it's reduced the number of mosquitoes that I've got around the house and other insects, and it's just made things more enjoyable out on the deck or out in the yard.
And the nice thing with Tempo too, it actually is labeled to use inside your house. It's labeled in schools and hospitals. It's, again, a relatively safe product to humans. Yes, we don't want to spray it right on ourselves or anything like that, so you got to be careful and follow label directions and all that. But that being said, it can be used inside the house, right around the house, in your yard. And so what we would suggest is probably going out with Tempo about once a month and spraying in your yard area. And you could even do it in the house once a month as well. But it just makes a dramatic difference in terms of spiders, crickets, grasshoppers. I think it does mosquitoes as well, like Darren does.
The other one is ants. And when we talk about ants, a lot of times they'll get into your house, they'll find a way in, you know, whether it's a crack around your door or maybe a crack in your foundation. Or maybe there's no cracks that you can see anywhere, but they still get in somehow. And you can use this to control ants. I like to spray it right inside my doors, and I like to spray down in my basement too, because sometimes I'll get spiders as well as ants down there. You can control all of them with Tempo.
Yeah, it'll probably cost you $50 for a bottle, but that would probably last you for the whole year in most cases, depending on, as long as you have just a small yard. So if you had a great big yard, yes, that's a different story. You'd spend a little bit more money. But I just figure right around my place, I'm going to spend maybe $5-10 every time that I spray.
That's what I figure too. If I spend $5, I think, you know what? For $5 for the next 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, I'm going to enjoy a bug-free life.
Yep.
That's a pretty good deal for me. That's well worth $5.
Well, once again, what we would suggest is if you're trying to control insects around your yard, that you go out with imidacloprid early and you spray Tempo later. If you have bugs in the house, use Tempo, and as always, follow label directions and be safe with these products. But they are relatively safe to humans, so don't get too worried.
Well, fortunately, we don't have any of this tough weed right around the house, but we do have it out in pasture and grassland. We'll show you how to control it coming up later in the show.